person.
He is Harvey Weinstein crossed
But
with Hitler
he
and
has
Mussolini.
changed. He has changed mentally. Just like I've said before, Nen can
What do you
change.
think's going to happen? What is the best case scenario and what is the worst case scenario?
You gotta love to be gone back yet. Love is a time, don't you grab it.
Welcome to Lobster Magnet and Friends. I'm here with my buddy Goro,
Hey, what's up?
and we are here to talk about Goblin Slayer.
What?
Not really.
All right, thank God. We'll save that for another
We're
time.
gonna save that. Like, I'm toying with the idea of one of two ideas: to like either do a super discussion with you and Scott once you give up on it, once
okay.
you're finally done, and then just having a big discussion, or the possibly the most lucrative thing I'm toying with the idea is like doing that as like our first communal live stream.
Oh, communal live stream to like
Let's see if
we
we
can
can get
argue with the peers. We'll be like, no, you're stupid. Oh God, I hate you.
It's kind of a terrible idea, but it's something I'm seriously considering.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, boy.
Anyway, we are here not to talk about Goblin Slayer. We're here to talk about Hunter x Hunter, chapter 386.
Yes. So this was a fun chapter for me. A lot of things were going down.
You like this chapter? I mean, I enjoyed it, but it was definitely like I enjoyed the more the conclusion things versus like the spinning wheels, and this was definitely a spinning wheels chapter.
It's true. As you know, I love spinning wheels when it comes to
You
Hunter
love
x
Hunter
Hunter.
x Hunter spinning wheels. So let's get it. Well, what do you think of the whole big Halkenburg's hypothesis?
Oh, about what his ability does. I'm glad they like tried to resolve some of the questions we had when we first saw him use that arrow ability. So, you know, the aftermath of that is like kind of really refreshing. Some people just who like write scenes like that, they'll like leave that up in the air for like a long ass time and never even really explain what the hell's going on. But he goes through the like, you know, methodical thought process of like, okay, so I just use this crazy ability. What the hell did we just witness? What is this? And like,
Yeah,
how are we gonna figure this out and use it to our advantage later on? And
I did like the scene where they had like the guy who his like person possessed, and then they just have like the little projected face over to like let you know that like it's the guy in there.
yeah, and to me, it wasn't very clear from the beginning that he was possessed, but somehow you knew he was possessed, right?
Yeah, that was the whole idea that like he would like. Well, at first it looked like he killed them, but then he would have like complete control over them. But now it looks like what he could do is like he effectively can like take his subordinates and put them in the bodies of other people.
Yeah. So
What we
that's
don't know is though what happens to their consciousness, like if they're just like locked in like his original person's body, and that's the sort of big ambiguity where like the guy wakes up and then Hockenberg says name an affiliation ID, because we don't know if it's like the Prince Benjamin's troop, or because maybe the guy killed himself, or if it's just his consciousness returning and now that guy's consciousness is dead and off into the ether.
right. But I think I think we're interpreting the scene the same way, right? Where Hockenberg's soldier who possessed Benjamin's soldier kills himself in order to try and prove Hockenberg's hypothesis about how his ability works.
Yeah, that was the whole point of that, to like confirm what the hypothesis is, and
Right.
it also like it does two things. It makes Benjamin look unhinged. It confuses the hell out of everyone around him, and
Yes.
he gets to find out how useful this ability is.
Oh, and there was something else. Like there were a bunch of hunters who were outside rooms who could feel like there was a massive amount of aura moving uh, like a rumbling aura. So it was probably, one of Hockenberg's um, guards, like auras.
Soul transferring.
Yeah. So I think it probably there was a big movement of aura energy from Benjamin's first soldier back to Hockenberg's camp.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. That
I think
like
that's what it implied.
what it seems like until Togashi tells us something else is that it looks like it suppresses the personality and they're just kind of stuck in Hockenberg's people, and
Right.
then if they kill themselves in the original body, assumingly Hockenberg, if he wanted to, could like release the ability and then switch them back. But if he kills them, then their just consciousness is dead, and then the original person reverts back to it because like maybe they have like stronger Nen aura because of Hockenberg's Nen beast, so they just completely eliminate it.
Right.
So in theory, Hockenberg and his little entourage could just like walk into any prince's room. He fires his Nen arrows, takes over all the guards. The guards kill themselves, and then he gets his soldiers back. In theory.
But then, there's another question. Then, is that huge amount of aura? Could that be associated with? They felt like that rumbling aura presence, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was from the Benjamin soldier killing himself, right?
Assumingly, unless we're told otherwise.
Okay. That was my reasoning. So it could mean that there's like some huge Nen force like transferring back to Hockenberg's camp.
Well, remember that like Hockenberg's people are all like super strong and have high sharp aura thanks to the fact of like his Nen beast, and the more they believe in him, the more they're united, the more powerful they are.
Right. I guess I was also considering the possibility that it could have been Benjamin soldiers, Benjamin's guy's aura, because he also is able to use.
Well, what's
Nen.
really interesting is that we see Benjamin going from like, he thought Terror Sandwich was his main threat, and now he feels like Hockenberg is like, the strongest person. It's really interesting to see like the kindly prince, kind of become much more brutal. And,
Tesseric is on the rise. He can potentially.
The Terror Sandwich is basically he is like a great white shark who is under the waves, who is like sequestered himself. He hasn't done any political machinations. He's just like done.
He's been training for like a week and a half right now, just like studying Nen.
Yeah, he hasn't done anything to do the Succession War. So as of right now, he's not as much of a threat. But the implication
even less time than that, because I thought he learned about Nen when Kurapika announced it to everybody that he wanted to. No, wait, did he learn it before?
I feel like he learned about it before.
Before Kurapika started the Nen teaching thing, he announced it to everybody, and he discovered it through Kurapika, and then he asked his bodyguards, like, hey, you know about Nen, right? I want you to teach me.
Yeah.
So, okay. I'm surprised the first Prince Benjamin, he isn't trying to... does he have any guards posted in Tesseric's?
Not that we know. Tesseric might be too high for him to do it.
But he has guard posted on the third prince.
Well, remember though, if you look at like this is my theory anyway. Terror Sandwich and Benjamin come from the same queen.
Right. So that means that same queen doesn't have to post soldiers on.
Well, assumingly
those
that
princes.
queen can like post soldiers like on other princes from queens that are lower than her.
Right.
So
but
that means like Benjamin doesn't really have much authority over Terror Sandwich, and Terror Sandwich obviously doesn't have much authority over Benjamin.
I see what you're saying, because they come from the same queen.
Until we get some more clarification.
Because
or quite frankly, maybe
wait,
Benjamin.
no, Wait, oh, does Camila share the same mother as Benjamin and Tesseric?
I'd have to check. I'd have to check that handy dandy chart. I think she's a different queen.
Because
I remember
because
distinctly.
Benjamin did post soldiers onto Camila. Camila.
Because I do remember looking at whatchamacallit, that the queen list and noticing that like the first queen, her children are only Terra Sandwich and whatchamacallit, Benjamin.
Oh my god, I need to find this right now.
Or who knows? Maybe Benjamin just doesn't want to like post a soldier because he doesn't view Terra Sandwich because he doesn't think he knows Nen, and you know Benjamin doesn't consider him to be a threat.
Where did you post the
It's
little
on
graph?
like not the last review, but the one before that. I think it's in the comment section.
It's in the comment section. Oh.
But yeah, don't underestimate the power of the Terror Sandwich. And poor Theta did that last comment.
Oh, this is another thing I noticed. The very first page of the manga, the Theta's wound is all healed. On
Yeah.
her cheeks.
Well, I don't think it healed. I think it just disappeared.
Yeah, and I thought that was kind of strange that it just
Well, I guess the idea is like
disappeared.
it's just to show them a warning. Like this, you're just going to perceive, get fucked up because like, it's not good for the prince's terror to like, let people know, visibly identify who he's being terrorized by.
right.
Or another theory that maybe only Nen people can see it.
I think it actually could be. It could be a what you call it? Fuck! I want to find that image. The graph that represents all the.
You can't find it. Like there are comments. It's down there in the comment section.
I'm just gonna look up fucking Kakin Empire.
God, I want to get good old Zavul into this arc so badly. Did you find it?
Okay. So relatives, mother. You're right. It was the second queen. Yeah, that makes sense.
The first queen. And then I guess the second queen is Camilla.
Yeah. I mean, sorry. Camilla was born from the second queen.
And she doesn't have any, direct full blood relatives. She just has half siblings.
Who, Camilla?
Yeah.
No, I think she does have some full blood siblings.
Who are they? For the second queen.
Tupaba, Lazarus, Halkenburg.
Okay, so more than I thought.
Yeah. So,
what you call it? Predator? The Predator guy is like supposedly hunting your favorite chameleon monster now.
Yes. I'm surprised they put him on that duty. I guess he's probably the prince we know least about right now.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting to hear that, like, Prince Benjamin has like such a great ace in his sleeve, where he's got this guy who's got this awesome Nen ability, where all he has to do is just like sit around and observe shit, and then eventually he can like kill their Nen beast and make them 100% vulnerable.
Yeah, they should send that guy on Tesseric if you really wanted. I mean, that is if he can post guards on Tesseric.
That would be amazing. It will be a great scene to see how badass Tesseric is, where like he looks at the abilities and then it's like, oh no, I was wrong, and then Predator gets demolished by the horse monster or his new Nen beast.
Yeah, he has multiple Nen beasts that he has to observe. If you were to try and find a Predator that kills both of them somehow,
or he just doesn't know about the second one and he's just like completely fucked over.
Well, how would he not know if he about the second
Well,
one?
maybe the second one doesn't appear all the time like the first one. Maybe it just only comes out during certain circumstances when he's in a state of
Well,
zetsu or concentration.
the Theta was able to observe both of
Well,
them.
we don't know what the rules of the second one and how it works.
All right, fine.
There's a million
Um,
bullshit reasons why you could only see one.
oh, sorry. So back to what I was saying about the Theta and the scar on her face, the wound on her face. I I think it could have been a drawing mistake for not showing the wound on her cheek. It could have been like I don't think it could have healed that quickly.
I think it's a very deliberate choice by Tagashi. I don't think he forgot about it or had it heal that fast. I think it's just like, it gets worse to show the person that they're in a deeper state and bad shit's gonna happen, but then it goes back to being normal for like the rest of the people. So, they don't walk around with like huge blotches on their face that raise suspicion.
But I mean, you remember she got cut by the
Yeah, she
ninja
got a little
before.
cut and then got that like weird infection last issue.
But she kept a bandage on that cheek for most of the time afterwards. You remember the bandage
Yeah.
that
Well,
she always had?
I don't know. I'm going with my theory until I hear otherwise.
All right. I'd love what people think in the comments about the Theta's
What
cheek.
do you think of Theta's cheek? Am I right? Is Goro right? Do you think Tagashi got lazy, or is there some greater reason or evil behind Prince
I don't think
Terror
he got
Sandwich?
lazy. I don't think he's a lazy guy. That don't get me wrong. I think he probably just forgot to draw it in.
Possibly.
Because he's done errors like that before. Remember? Oh, I was actually reading a little bit this on the Hunter Wikipedia, where he forgot to draw in the scar for Morena.
Oh, okay. That's good evidence. That's a
Yeah,
really good evidence. Yeah,
yeah,
that there's no artistic choice behind that. That's just like forgetfulness and laziness.
yeah. No, it's not laziness. He's got a lot to think about
He's
for
got a
this
lot to
manga.
think about. What do you think
It's
about
like,
poor Melody's situation now that she's in custody?
oh, Melody. Yeah, I feel bad for her. She has to kind of like, she. I mean, I don't know how willing she is to lie about everything. I mean, she probably has to try and lie in order to protect the princes, or maybe she'll just like s- stay silent the whole time.
Well, now she knows that people want her, so she's kind of afraid, and she has every reason to be afraid.
Well, why do people want her? Because of her land of music
Yeah,
ability?
and also like Theta seems like she thinks that the land, or she's leaning more towards that Terror Sandwich. His ability was what made her like not kill him, versus the land of music.
Was an illusion the princess? Yeah, that was like the Theta needs to go out of her out of that room for a bit to realize like, oh, multiple people were affected by this music when they heard it. Like it's kind of like a strange phenomenon, right? Like how many, like this whole land of music experience that everyone experienced when they heard that song, like how many of them would like talk about it amongst themselves to realize like, wait a minute, were we all under some kind of nen spell, or did they like keep the hallucinations to themselves, like, oh wow, this
It
is
all
just
looks
like a
like
beautiful.
it was kind of like they said every prince was moved, so I'm assuming that each one of them saw something that was like profound, or they saw that incredible meadow thing.
Right. So it kind of makes me think like, what where do we even begin to like figure out how all these characters comprehend like what they experienced from Melody's performance? Like how do they comprehend like being like transporting into the land of music and discussing it amongst themselves. Like, do they discuss it among themselves? Like, would there be like a big conspiracy thing going around? Is that why Melody was arrested?
Well, Melody was arrested because the princes escaped and the guy died.
Right.
It's
And
also to kind of like protect her from the other princes, because like eventually she's going to be forced to meet the Terra Sandwich, and that'll be a great moment since she'll be like, "Oh my God, his heartstrings, they're so cruel and remorseless. How could such an evil man exist?"
did did they which oh yeah, Tesseric wants Melody too.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that. Oh, that's cool. So Tesseric knows that Melody was behind creating that Land of Music thing then?
Yeah, yeah, of course he does.
Okay, everybody knows that
He
Melody was
knows
responsible
it was better
for
than Sail's shitty rap.
right.
Venom. For some reason, I assume it's like the Eminem Venom song.
Venom song?
Oh God, have you not heard the Eminem Venom song?
Was it for the Venom movie?
Yes, it was.
Oh boy. No, I don't want to hear that right now.
Venom.
No.
Dun, 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 dun. Watch out, because it's Venom.
No thanks. No thank you. let's
I'm
move
just
on.
filled with venom.
No, no thank you. We'll talk about Venom some other day.
You didn't
I
see
don't
it,
even.
did you?
I didn't even see it yet, but I just know it's terrible. No, fucking bad.
Yeah, it's a pretty bad movie.
Like-
Anyway, so away from Venom. But yeah, I want to see them meet up because I'm just curious to see how Melody will react to Terra Sandwich. And probably the scariest thing in this chapter is like Terra Sandwich being like, so, is it strange that now I think two-faced girls are cute?
Hey, remember we talked about how Nen changes people's for the better or their minds? Is this not proof of that right now?
I don't know. That just means that he's got like he wants to like do horrible masochistic fucking things to Theta.
Let me just reread these couple of dialogue blooms. By the way, recently I've been surprised at the changes in my own state of mind. I just find two-faced women so cute.
So you think that yeah, and that creepy heart.
Oh wait, I think I got a sticker for this.
Oh God. Yeah. You haven't used the stickers nearly enough.
Terra sandwiches like that.
That mad heart for kawaii Theta.
Yeah.
Oh, God. And now I'm just like wondering,
So-
like,
So he has a crush on Theta, and that's why he let her live. I assume.
you think?
I think it could very well be.
God. Now I just see him like locking the room, and then just horrible things happening, and him being like, "Are you attracted to me?"
Oh boy. I think it's like it's kind of strange. But I never really saw this coming. But I'm like very pleasantly surprised. Like it's like it reminds me very much like the king falling in love with Kamugi.
This is not going to be like something that's happy.
No,
he's
it's
not
not.
going to learn anything good about like protecting people, learning the value of people who aren't strong, and the importance of life.
Right.
Terror Sandwich.
You're right. He's still a horrible person.
He is Harvey Weinstein crossed
But
with Hitler
he
and
has
Mussolini.
changed. He has changed mentally. Just like I've said before, Nen can change.
What do you think's going to happen? What is the best case scenario and what is the worst case scenario?
I think best case scenario for Theta if she plays along with Tesseric's like wanting to be wanting to go out with him or whatever, and with Tesseric's wanting to go out with the Theta, and then Theta uses that to her advantage to sneak in the kill.
Maybe. It's interesting because like Theta is like one of the most unsexualized female characters like in any manga, and I'm definitely appreciing that.
And it's a nice touch.
And she's
to have,
not like she's like a really
unsexualized-
serious bodyguard woman, and
It-
you
it's
know
really
there's like
nice
no
touch to have
erotic
that
aspects
mix.
to her whatsoever.
There's sexualized characters in Hunter x Hunter, but also unsexualized characters, and that's a pretty good like he does a pretty good mix, I think, of like sexualized, non-sexualized.
Well,
sometimes.
it's funny. Like, yeah, I'd say it's a good mix. It doesn't really feel like there's a lot of fan service. You want to see something really funny? Go to Manga Stream right now and go to One Piece and go to the not this week's chapter. This is the one that came before it. I'm just going to show you a color spread.
Oh boy. The the woman of One Piece.
So, okay, can you name all 3 of those black-haired characters? That all look the fucking same.
Okay. One of them is Robin is to the left of Nami. For Boa Hancock is to the right of Nami, because Boa Hancock
good
obviously has the bangs in her hair.
They all have bangs. They all have bangs and black hair.
The shorter bangs, and she's wearing the
honestly, if she didn't have the earrings or the fucking shirt, I wouldn't have been able to tell you that she was. I would have thought like, why are there 3 Robins here? And, all right, and who's the last one? Let's see if we can figure out the last one.
The last one is that samurai lady with the glasses from the Navy.
Good, very good. It took me like 2 weeks to figure it out. I thought she was another new character who looks exactly like her.
Robin and Boa Hancock are just like so scarily like the same looking. It's just really fucking creepy.
It's like, Oda, I love you to death, man, but like, put your characters that don't look the same far, far apart. I know you have like one template you like for your like sexy girls, but Jesus fucking Christ, don't have these characters together.
I mean, Oda does a lot of great things. Like this is one of the big things that, is a negative on him. Like his female character designs are just so repetitive, like basic.
Sometimes he does a decent one. Like there are a lot of female character designs I liked in Whole Cake Island. Like I liked the long neck girl. I thought she was cool with the the samurai sword.
Whole Cake Island.
Yeah, like the weird Big Mom's Children, like the really long legged girl Smoothie, and then there's
Smoothie, and I mean Big Mom is also another exception.
I love Big Mom. Big Mom's great.
So he's getting a little bit better, I assume, but like
sometimes I think his like sexy template is like so fucking bog standard and the same that like I would never want to.
But the body types for like all the sexy girls are just basically the same thing. Right?
They're the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
I spent like 5 minutes trying to figure out, are these characters not the same thing? So
you just cover up their faces and you can't tell. Like
you can't tell them
whose body is who, unless their hair like goes down like below their head, of course. But yeah.
It's really fucking lazy.
Yeah.
But Togashi, he does have a few sexy girls here and there, but they definitely feel a bit more varied.
Yeah.
Like I don't think there are any characters that really remind me of Theta, and I'm kind of amazed how invested he's gotten me into Theta for like who's like a really minor character who just kind of like came up out of nowhere.
Yeah. It was interesting about the Tesserick's interest in Theta. I mean, because that's what I assume he's implying at the end of this chapter. I just find two-faced women so cute because he's implying that Theta is a two-faced woman.
Yeah.
And um, that's my assumption anyway, because I don't know what other woman he's referring to. So
She's the only one. She's the only one we've seen him interact with, other than the bimbos who he slaughtered in his apartment.
right, he likes intellectual women from that scene with the slaughtering of the bimbos, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's like women who don't know the works of whatchamacallit,
Blah
whatever.
blah blah blah.
Blah, blah.
Yeah, I love
But
that
he
scene. Where
re-
it's just like
but he really digs.
all this like stupid bullshit that Tagashi just made up. But the whole point is like it gives us the impression that these are like the cultured things of the Hunter x Hunter world.
But he really digs educated women apparently, and I think, and that's I uh, I feel like Theta like kind of like is like that up to Testrix standards now in that regard.
Well, he respects her. He respects
Yes,
her skill with
he
Nen. He
respects her
respects her, that she has like this ability. And
and
worst
her
of all,
knowledge.
now he's starting to become attracted to her, which we know isn't going to be anything good.
It can be useful for the Theta in some way
And
to
the
get.
best case scenario is that, like, you know,
She survives.
He forcibly, you know, he has sex with her. But even then, you know, I don't think she would reciprocate that, knowing how much blood he has on his hands and how awful of a person she is.
No,
Yes.
no.
Even if the terror sandwich is a complete utter gentleman, let's assume
No.
that he is.
He, sure, he's a gentleman maybe, but also a psychopath if you like do something the wrong way.
And the fact that like we've seen Theta, you know, have so much like realize that he's a horrible person, it shows that she is a moral compass.
Yeah.
So let's assume Terror Sandwich tries to romance her, and he doesn't do any awful, creepy things.
Uh,
You know, do you think Theta would reciprocate those romantic advances?
no, because deep down she knows like he could like he's done before. He can snap at any second. Like if you cross him the wrong way, if you like breathe the wrong way, you could like read a passage from his favorite book the wrong way,
Yeah.
and he might snap and cut a finger off, or whatever he did with that bloodied mess on the floor.
Yeah.
Like, what was that the story behind that bloody mess on
We
the floor
don't
that they
know,
cleaned
and in
up?
a way, we don't need to know. We just like imagine,
He
maybe
just psychopathed on some girl that
for all we know, he just got some like poor people from the bottom of the ship, and then he unleashed his Nen powers and he melted them, just for funsies. There's
Yeah.
this story that like Castro would like sleep with women. He just have all these like poor women brought into his like fucking chambers, and he would like supposedly slept with like 3,000 or 5,000 or something more women in his lifetime. And the reason why he was able to do that was because he'd have a woman for breakfast, he'd have a woman for lunch, and he'd have one for dinner.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna assume that the terror sandwich is kind of like that, with like killing people with his psychosexual appetites.
Okay. So he kind of has to have it like a routine. Like he
Or
needs,
he does it casually and he does it often.
you think he needs to do it like his daily breakfast, like
Well, I don't know if he's like that bad.
Dexter in a way from the Dexter TV show. It's like, oh, I
Maybe.
need to kill.
Who knows?
I thought I thought he just like snaps at people like when they displease him. I didn't think he was like a serial
I think they're like the
psycho
people he
killer.
respects, and I think they're the people who he just like, has a little fun with on the side. It's like I don't need to eat sugar, but and if I really wanted to, I could not eat sugar. But there's a Starbucks nearby. I'm gonna have a cookie. That's Terra sandwich.
So you think, okay, so you think he takes like the lowest rung ladder people on purpose so he can cleanse society of them in a way?
No. I think he just enjoys it, and he knows he has the power to get away with it.
Right, but
I don't
I
think
mean,
there's a greater purpose.
the first scene where they shows him like killing those women of, you know, he didn't think were smart enough. He was just like, next time bring me women who know, what something
Well,
means.
that's a good question. We don't know if he was
Did
like
he
insulted with
intend to
them
kill
or if he
them,
wanted to
or
kill them.
did he intend to kill them from the beginning, or um, did he want to actually get to know them at first and have like intellectual conversations with them and date them afterwards and like let them live?
We don't know enough. We don't really know. We need more information. Right now, that's just my headcanon. I just think he like, that combined with the fact that we just had that bloody mess on the floor and he was just like, casual, like, he just finished eating lunch.
Right.
That's what makes me think it's like a habitual habit.
I see. So maybe he was going to kill those women anyway.
Yeah,
That
or maybe
even if they did
maybe
know,
he was gonna give them like a nice death, or maybe he just wanted to have sex with them, and then he was like, oh, I'm gonna kill them because, or we don't really know enough about how he operates. We just know that he preys on people pretty casually, and we know that he's got like this collection of human body parts, and he's got like women's
that is
skins
true.
hanging in the background.
That is true.
He is very much like the Hannibal Lecter of serial killers. Or he's a Hannibal Lecter styled serial killer in the sense that, he believes that there's like a greater art to these things.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe that's why he killed again so like casually again. Just
Honestly, I want a whole chapter just learning more about him. He's like quickly rising into like the upper tiers of like Hunter x Hunter villains. The only thing that's holding him back is we need to see him interact with someone like Crollo or Hisoka.
yeah. How do you
like
feel?
if Hisoka saw this guy, would he have like his his fight boner for him?
Oh, I think he would. He would want to see him grow to his fullest potential though before he fought him. I think.
Ooh, you're almost ripe. That'd
Right.
be interesting if he like somehow figures out a way to pit him against the spiders.
Yeah. So
Kills two
in
birds
a
with one
way,
stone, gets spiders killed.
Tesseric reminds me a lot of Hisoka's one-shot chapter of like Hisoka, like really quick to pick up on training, like a natural genius kind of a way.
Yeah, and he, God, Hisoka, I want to see you so much. So let's get to the most boring part of the chapter. What do you think of Kurapika and his like continued thing to teach the Nen? And then they're all like, "Oh, that's not fair. We can't like let you lead us off to a room where we can't see anything. That's bullshit." And Kurapika's like, "Well, that's what you have to do if you want to do this."
Um, yeah, I'm kind of glad that Kurapika's like laying down some of the ground rules. Like, well, if you show your ability to everybody, you're gonna have a major what ability type you have. You're gonna have a major disadvantage. But because I'm the one teaching all of you and hosting the teaching of this, I want to know everyone else's ability. And that is my, you know, payment for these classes, for this Nen training. So in a way, he's like, you know what? Fuck you guys. This is how you're gonna pay me. If you don't like it, you can fucking leave.
You liked him.
I like that. I like
you liked
that.
him laying down the law.
Yeah, even if it's not like Terror Sandwich or Benjamin crazy shenanigans going on. There's just a tiny little like secluded little drama happening in this room right now with 1014, right? Is it 1014 or 10 what prince number is Waddle again?
14.
Yeah. In room 1014. So in this just little room, there's like a little microcosm drama going on compared to all the crazy batshit crazy shit.
All the crazy stuff. Although,
on the
just be
ship.
warned though, the next there are going to be 4 more chapters till we hit 10. So the real question is, will Togashi go on another hiatus once he has another volume, or is he going to be like, you know what, I want to get this story done, so I'm just going to like keep on trucking through?
Oh man. Oh god. Oh, I hope he doesn't go on hiatus so soon. But oh man, I imagine each chapter must be incredibly uh fucking intense to like try and draft up all these crazy ass stories together
Yeah,
and
I would
draw.
love to see his notes in terms of how he's plotting all this shit.
you you see like fucking like a whole mess on the floor of papers and plot threads, just like fucking that fucking scene from Sunny in Philadelphia. Even though I haven't, you know which one I'm talking
The one where
about.
like Charlie is like the conspiracy thing.
Yeah, it's like basically like that. That's what Hunter x Hunter plot threads. Like,
Yeah, there is a shit ton of crap going around. Although I I'm enjoying watching Halkenburg go from like this pacifist guy to this like steely-eyed, cold guy who's like willing to have someone murder themselves just to test out his ability.
yeah, and that's a great character change for Hockenberg. I mean, it just makes me appreciate his character even more. Like he was so determined to stop the succession war, but now he's come to like now that he's realized like he can't stop it anymore. He's just like, I have to steel my resolve, and I actually have to become the king to stop this bloody madness from ever happening again.
Well, I wonder if he like shot his arrows to all the princes and gained control over them. If he could like stop it through that, or if he just have to kill them.
Uh, oh, that's an interesting idea. Hmm. This also makes me wonder. This makes me wonder also. Maybe he can coordinate something with Kurapika to still do like a stalemate thing if he does capture all the princes like that. I mean,
Possibly. Although I don't know. I feel like he's either going to kill Benjamin or Benjamin's going to kill him. I feel like
hmm,
Benjamin's going to get distracted by the threat of Hockenberg, and then that'll just lead to Terra Sandwich coming up as like the big threat that they should all be uniting against, but it'll be too late by the time they realize it.
yeah. So it's funny. Everyone, Benjamin thinks Hockenberg is the biggest threat, but I mean, what information does he have on Terra Sandwich right now? He doesn't really
None.
have any. If he knew what Terra Sandwich was doing and what he was capable of right now, I think he'd try and shut him down as quickly as
Well, I think
possible.
he thinks he's too arrogant to like try and like learn about Nen.
Yeah, I mean Benjamin learned Nen, but he probably thinks like,
Well,
oh, and
Benjamin's
even
much more disciplined. Like
yeah,
he like fights lions for fun.
that's true.
He's the head of the Kakin military. Him learning Nen doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, uh, it's interesting that he probably had info that Tesseric beforehand. He didn't know Nen before getting on the ship, but he would never suspect Tesseric learning Nen while on the ship. I
True,
think.
true, and that could be like a huge downfall for him.
Yeah, he kind of needs intel on every one of the princes right now,
Well, he's so distracted
including.
by Hockenberg that he's like not given the attention. Oh man, I hope we get the banquet before if there is a hiatus. I hope we get to there before that happens.
Oh, also another thing. Remember, Hockenberg had some soldiers go to Kurapika's Nen training, right?
I think I'd need to check the chart to confirm.
Because remember, the soldiers came to Kurapika and told them about the feathers on their hands, and Kurapika. Uh, I feel like this happened a while ago. This happened a long while ago, and But yeah, a couple of Halkenburg's soldiers came to Kurapika's Nen training, and the soldiers were like, "Yeah, we want to cooperate in coming to a stalemate." How would they feel now? Would It seems like Hockenberg's actions are now going to be in direct conflict with what Kurapika wants in a stalemate.
That'll
Because
be interesting if Kurapika fights with Halkenburg, but I don't know. I don't think they're going to meet. I think Kurapika's going to be stuck with Wobble, and like more princes are going to kill themselves. And as of right now, we see that there's no way to end it. So we have to see if like Kurapika can come up with a way. But you know, from what we've seen, there's no way to end it officially.
to end the succession war.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what Kurapika was saying, he just wanted to create a stalemate.
Well, he wants to create a stalemate and make it so no one can kill themselves. But then, Hockenberg tried to force his dad to end it, but then his dad says, "Oh, well, you can't kill me. You can't kill yourself. If you're going to end this, you need to win this war. If you want to stop this brutality."
Right. So he's gotta be like, you gotta see the bigger picture here, Hockenberg. Like,
Even
there's
though
no way to stop
I'm
it
this
right now,
horrible
but you can
person-
stop it in the future if you become king.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty.
If you truly believe you could stop the bloodshed and do the best for the people, then become king. Prove it.
Yeah. Exactly.
So what would you rate this chapter?
This chapter was a 9 for me. I'm a very happy Hunter x Hunter fan. Always love Hunter x Hunter shenanigans going on like this. Like, even those like there's not like crazy, like super hyped, epic moments going on. It's just like I love all the the crazy plot threads like intermingling with each other. Kurapika, making Kurapika's like storyline like interesting again, and the fact that Prince Benjamin's soldiers mentioned Lihan as a way to possibly assassinate Kurapika, like, was interesting.
Wait, who to assassinate Kurapika?
Remember the Predator guy?
Oh, but I thought he wanted to assassinate Wobble's Nen Prince as opposed to Kurapika.
Oh, no, I think. Well, they don't know any information about Wobble's.
Oh yeah, well, one other thing that I was confused about: Kurapika said he's a specialist, but did that mean he like turned Emperor's time to show them that, or do you think he was just lying? Because we know naturally he's a conjurer. He only becomes a specialist when he turns on Emperor time.
Oh yeah. That's interesting. I think he probably turned. Oh man, now that confuses me. Because yeah, you're right. He's usually a conjurer, but he does gain specialist abilities when
Emperor time is activated.
yeah, his scarlet eyes and everything. So I assume, yeah, I guess that's what he did. But yeah, it's a little bit misleading because he is generally a conjurer, but he's the crazy shit he's done so far. He might as well be a specialist.
Well, supposedly he can only use specialist abilities when he's in Emperor's time. And that's when he can, like, his chains are, like, at the most maximum and they can use other Nen. But his main ability is conjuring those chains.
Yes. The chains, that is true. Yeah, so he gets specialization when his eyes turn scarlet. So Emperor's time.
So he used like 2 seconds of Emperor's time to show that he was a specialization Nen power. So
Right.
as not to reveal that he's truly a conjurer.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a neat little trick he can use to hide his abilities.
For me, this was an 8 chapter. It was definitely good Hunter x Hunter, but I thought we spent a little too much time with Kurapika and the Nen teaching, and I feel like that's kind of a narrative dead end. I did enjoy all the Halkenburg stuff, but I would have traded the Kurapika segments for more of Tesseric.
Interesting.
I did love how the guy was like kind of terrified of him. Oh man, this guy's really good. He could do Zetsu this quickly. Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah. He's like, I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna slow him down. And he's showed him that he's not as smart as Theta. So he's probably gonna bundle this up and like maybe screw it up even more than Theta. So I think Terra Sandwich he's gonna like ride through this wave like pretty smoothly now. Now that Theta is like kind of injured, out of the picture, not teaching him.
Yeah, it's not looking good. But this was a good chapter. Exciting. Can't wait for next week.
Yep, I'm excited. Oh, what was your score? Oh yeah, 8, right?
You gave it a 9 because it was more Hunter x Hunter complicatedness, and you like Hockenberg's
Yes.
arc.
Yes, I love these chapters are so good. I love them.
It is like mother's milk for you.
Yeah, it really is. It's just so delicious. I need to catch up on other manga too.
Yeah, you do,
Yeah,
motherfucker.
But Hunter x Hunter is just like my bread and butter right now. I love everything about Hunter x Hunter all the time.
Well, I hope you catch up on something. The poor Dr. Stoners are waiting for your return.
Oh yeah, the Dr. Stoners. Oh man.
And there's a lot you've not seen in Dr. Stone.
How would we even do a review after
We
After
were just
so
talking
much-
arcs. We do like overviews of like each individual arc. It would be like super compressed.
Okay.
That's what I think works better than just like doing each individual thing. I think that's more engaging.
All right.
It's less tedious for us too. All right, so thank you for hanging out with us, all you hunters out there. Another great chapter as we make it through this incredibly complicated Dark Continent arc. Still so much cool stuff we're waiting. So much shit that we want to reach hit the fan. Hopefully Tagashi like goes throughout the rest of the year and all of next year, resolving this.
Yeah, I hope so. I want to see now I want to see what happens with the third prince.
We'll see if his power of coin does anything.
Yeah.
Or if the chameleon thing can survive Predator. But,
Oh yeah, that's another story I want to see. Chameleon Nembeast versus Predator. Who's gonna win this battle? The information war of Nen.
It's good shit. Good shit. All right, so thanks for hanging out with us, all you hunters. And remember, lobsters and tetas, but don't you grab it.